Hello gentlemen, this is page number 138. In this diagram we can see the wall material microstructure diagram. First one, cobalt free ball wall sheet hard facing alloy suitable for nuclear power plants. Second one, nickel based wall ball hard facing alloy used in high temperature high abrasion services. Third one, cobalt based hard facing alloy used extensively in control valve trims. First question, as wall materials, APM 2311 and Everett 50 alloys are very promising. Why? Answer, they demonstrate good galling resistance. Over and above, they display higher friction coefficient than stellite 6. Nickel iron alloy combination provides low friction even at high temperature and under dry conditions. Question, what is the inspecting of valve stems and valve stem packing critical? Answer, to avoid stem leak package. Why? Traditionally, seal materials has been soft, requiring frequent adjustment, tightening of effect a proper seal. Though more resistance PTFE type packing come to the rescue by minimizing the necessary adjustment, but they generate other problems such as improper alignment casing, premature failure. Efforts to eliminate leaks will not be successful unless the packing is uniformly loaded and not overloaded. Overloading of packing will invite premature packing failure due to either to extrusion or accelerated wear. Question, when will you go for repacking valve stems? Answer, if adjustment fails to eliminate leakages. Question, what basic guidelines are to be considered for repacking of valve stem? Answer, old asbestos packing is often found during the repacking process. However, the stem gland clearance acceptable for asbestos may allow migration of asbestos replacement out of packing box and result in leakage. Therefore, a manufacturer who can recommend a special header and follower rings to effectively hold the new packing material is to be consulted. 2. The packing follower gland bolts must be tightened to the extent to generate enough stress to compress the packing. In case the gland bolts are not capable of doing so, ask the valve manufacturer whether this could be the source of continuous leakage. 3. In the case of multiple ring packing boxes, it may be necessary to preload each ring before assembly. This is because the coefficient of friction of many asbestos replacement materials prevents normal packing in multiple ring packing boxes from stressing the lower rings to the level required for sealing. Question, is there any real harm in oversizing valves besides perhaps having to pay a bit more? Definitely. Control valves oversizing increases valves error and control loop dead time. From the physical standpoint, control valve error is the gain multiplied by the valve position error. In other words, when the gain of oversized valve is high, the error at flow will be high as well. On the other hand, if the control valve gain is high, then the controller must gain be reduced to prevent control loop instability. This means that control signal changes coming from the controller are similar, which leads to a significant increase in control valve dead time. Dead time, the interval of time between input changes and the start of output response. Question, what is terminal pressure drop and what does it have to do with cavitation? Answer, terminal pressure drop is used to describe the pressure drop of choked liquid flow, after which further increase in the pressure drop will no longer produce a higher flow rate at a given valve travel and constant upstream pressure. There will be a high cavitation level in a valve when the actual pressure drop is at or above the terminal pressure drop, and all available means must be used to prevent cavitation damage. Question: we need a top entry control valve for steam duty at 420 degrees Celsius and DP 45 bar. What materials and coating would you recommend? Answer: you may be surprised by this answer. Instead of WCB, which is not strong enough, we would go with a WC6 low alloy steel body. The ball material should be made of Martenstick stainless steel, preferably type CA6NM. Again, you would expect a CH8M ball, but in this case, we need a higher strong to handle the torque. Suitably, ball coating for high temperature steam or thermally sprayed nickel boron or tungsten carbide. We would probably go with the tungsten carbide in this case because spray and fused nickel boron coats are mostly applicable for austenitic steels such as CF8M and not for the metancitic steels such as CA6NM. Tungsten carbide is applied using high velocity spray technique and will not be fused, so we can use it on almost any base material. The seat coating would be treated in the same manner. What is ISMO? It stands for Intelligent Signal Modifier, introduced by Niels Jamesbury, technologist, in early 1994. Question: what is the purpose of ISMO? Intelligent Signal Modifier introduced. What is the purpose of ISMO? It was designed to give operators the possibility to optimize valve performance through a fine improvement in valve actuator performance than commonly realized. This state of the art device provides online valve diagnostics and boost up valve performance through increasing the precision of valve positioning. Question: where does the deficiency of standard control valves lie that calls for the installation of ISMO units? Answer: it is well known that the inherent performance of a standard control valve depends by and large on the friction characteristic of valve actuator package, the actuator output valve torque, and the mechanical feedback lever mechanisms inside the positioner. These factors largely determine the response time, dead times, positioning accuracy, and specific flow characteristics. For example, take the case of valve package with a standard electro-pneumatic positioner. There is normally a time gap, dead time between the signal change and the actuator valve movement as input pressure builds to the point in it overcomes the combined friction of the valve, actuator packing, bearing, seat, etc. Actuator speed is then determined by the positioner, beam, and feedback mechanisms. Because of delay, the feedback mechanism fails to slow the valve in sufficiently as the correct position is reached, with the effect that there is a minor deviation from set point or overshoot. Question: how does the ISMO system overcomes this deficiency? Answer: the ISMO unit contains a position transmitter, position display, and diagnostic module. Instead of connecting the input signals to the positioner, it is routed through the ISMO unit installed directly on the top of the control positioner. The resulting data stream is controlled and analyzed on a PC with an easy to use window based interface program called NELDIAC. The control algorithm in the unit senses the signaled position change and instantly activates the actuator to start moving. Valve position change is therefore synchronous with signal change, and the set point is reached without the slightest overshoot. As a consequence, all dead times are eliminated and there is no far greater control quality throughout the loop. This is the Niles Gemsbury ISMO system improves online valves performance. The unit is provided with an MS Windows based NELDIAG user interface program to enable the user to freely modify valve characteristics and again run online and offline diagnostics, maintain a valve travel logbook and perform test routines. So we will see the case study in next video. Thank you.